I was thinking about, my desire to have a young body and, and how, extend this thing has kept me from really appreciating, because I've run across three people all at the same place. And one guy, 5 years ago, he just woke up and half his body was paralyzed. He's been like that ever since. He can't talk right, and he can't walk, and it just happened to him. I thought, wow. And then another guy has MS, and then another guy has stage 4 cancer, and he's sure he's going to die of lung cancer. He's already had one lung collapsed. I don't know if it came back. Great guys, and they're not trying to be a victim at all. All three of them. Well, one of them can barely talk. But I thought, wow, I feel so good inside. I don't have to deal with how I walk and all that stuff. It just, I'm so fortunate. I feel very lucky. But I found out that we don't, I discovered anyway, this is a belief. I don't know how strong of a belief, but pretty strong because it's an extension of what I've started off with believing in or not believing in that there is a future or a past. Everything's happening all at once. So that makes time an illusion. So the only thing that proves that time is an illusion is if you got a clock. But and you're all tuned in together. But it's all bullshit. And I found that the more you don't believe in time, the more time you have. You always have time. There's no schedule. But I can do that now. I mean, not everybody can do that. They've got jobs and everything else. It's just something I'm doing. But the extension, I think, today was to realize that there are no past lives. There's nobody coming in the past. There's an aspect of you living now at someone that there's multi-dimensional. Your higher self, our higher self, has chosen to incarnate in all these different dimensions at the same time, and it's going on right now. And you could communicate with you. You could you could actually communicate with aspects of you that are in some are in higher dimensions. I would say most of them would be at higher dimensions because this one's pretty low. But if they have, and when you solve something with them, you're all evolving together because evolution never ends. There is no, and if you find yourself wanting to have, well, we're coming to the end of the 26,000 year cycle or the 13,000 year cycle, or this is the last time we're going to reincarnate, and Gaia's changing everything and making everything, anything that distracts you for wanting an end to this. That's your brain. Your brain is trying to default. It's trying to keep you happy. That's your brain, and your brain is the thing that is the number one block because you like if you pause, for instance, if you close your eyes and pause and you just ask this question, who am I? And don't let your brain answer the fucking question. Just kick it out. No. Just let the silence answer the question. And then you'll start to see who you're not. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that. All these constructs, all these images that you've built, they're not you. And you let all that go, and you just like, I don't need it. No matter what you do, you can't lose yourself. You can't go crazy. You'd have to have fear or something that you believe, but you can't ever separate from yourself. Ever. You're always yourself. I don't know what happens When the soul splits from the body when we sleep, though. I need to find out more about that. But no, I don't believe. I believe there's multi-dimensions. I believe we should talk to our other selves that are living in other dimensions right now. Everything's happening right now. There is no future. There is no past. Everything is happening right now. And just live every moment. And I think that's what people are doing. They're leaving their mind and they're going into their heart. They're going into who they really are. It's fucking fantastic. So, anyway, I think in order for me to empower God within me, in order to get all the gifts, I believe this, and if I believe it, it's probably a barrier of some sort. But I believe that our mind wants to default, protect itself. It's been doing this for a long time. And when we have to go beyond the mind, when we have to go beyond the mind, that's when you have to really get past the defaults of what it's doing. And one of the defaults is it wants an end to something, because it just wants to make it to that point. And that's a default that's limiting you, because your brain is going to be rotting eventually, or it's going to go and transmute with you, with your body, to some of the composition, and some of the stuff isn't needed, and goes more to crystalline or whatever, but it becomes who you are. So I don't know, I'm just along for the ride. You know, we're all just here for a ride. How long this ride lasts, I don't know. There is no time. And we're in a section of eternity now. And I think we have to see this world as beautiful. The beautiful side, the love that's everywhere. Because all these things are trying to say, look over here, distract them. And try to pull your energy down. But you just say, fuck it. Just a thought bubble. I don't have to put electricity into that. You just shoo them off and just keep going. And it's a fun ride. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, because I don't really believe right now that there is a future. It would just be a guess. Oh, I was right. You know, who cares? You were living in the now. You're always living in the now. And you're always creating. The number one problem has been on the earth self-worthiness. People go to receive a gift and they say, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Maybe not like in that move, but it's just, I think if you blame your mom or dad for the way you feel about yourself, you chose your mom and dad before you came here, and you knew that they weren't going to be able to show you self-worth. They can start you off on that path, but that's something that you gotta get from your higher self. You get your self-worthiness from your higher self. And you talk to him and say, man, teach me to love me like you love me. And he will. Or he'll get, maybe Gaia will sometimes. You invite Gaia, you invite Jesus, you invite God the Father, you invite your soul, you invite whatever you can come up with, that someone that loves you and knows you 100%. And we're all capped at 25% on this planet. I don't care what you say, it's obvious. I mean, there's these things they can't know, and you love them for it. You don't care if they know everything. Forget your personal history. If you've got a personal history, forget about it. Look at it like an old hat or an old CD. You know, it was fun while you had it, but your history has nothing to do with you. It's just keep going. You're an eternal being. You ain't got time to sit around and, you know, wow. If you did get a lot of good attention, you just give it to your father anyway. He's the one that created it. You know, who cares?